When it comes to phone reselling, there is a whole lot of stuff to be aware of, but the number one thing you always want to make sure when buying a device is that the device is not blacklisted. And pretty much when you buy a blacklisted device, it just means that the device got reported lost or stolen, or that it got locked by the carrier. So in this video, I'm going to be going over 4 ways that you could check to see if your device is blacklisted before you make the purchase. But before I get into any of those tips, make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel if you are new, and smash that like button if you have not already. And also, if you are new to the channel or if you've already been subscribed, turn on post notifications because you don't want to miss out when I have future uploads. Also, if you guys are looking for a free money grab opportunity, get your 12 free stocks worth of the $30,000 in the description below when you sign up for Webull, and just deposit 1 penny onto the account that you create. All you have to do is deposit a penny and you could potentially get $30,000. So if you guys haven't done that already, go ahead and check that out. The first thing that I used to do to make sure that a device was blacklisted or not was always check on imeipro.info. Pretty much what that is it's a site where you can check the Imei number on a phone, which is the number that the phone was assigned when it got created, and pretty much you're able to check the status of the phone, whether it's lost, stolen, or if it's clean completely, or if there's any problems with the carrier. I would use this website every time I purchased the phone just to make sure that the device is completely clean, so I don't have no issues when I'm trying to sell it. This site is completely free and it's definitely a great site to use, but there's also a few other sites that you could use, including the carrier sites. I'd always check on tmobile.com/imei just to make sure that the phone I'm buying is actually compatible with them fully, because in some cases imeipro.info will tell you the phone is completely clean, but the carrier will actually block service for the phone. So what I would do is just go on T-Mobile and search up the Imei, and it'll give me all the details necessary to tell if the phone is actually good to use. Now if your phone isn't T-Mobile, then you could obviously use AT&T or Verizon or whatever other carrier plans that you use, just to make sure that the Imei is clean. So that right there is definitely a vital rule in terms of checking to see if your phone is blacklisted. Now the next way to check to see if a phone is blacklisted is literally just by putting your SIM card into the device. Normally if a phone is blacklisted, it won't be able to read your SIM card and you're not going to have any service, so you can't call or text. But if your SIM card is being read, that means that the device is not currently blacklisted and that you could actually use it or sell it to somebody else to use for their phone plan. Always make sure that when you're buying a device, you test it with a SIM card, because you never know what type of issues the device might have that isn't coming up online. And at the same time, you always want to make sure that you could actually call people on the phone, because that's literally what a phone is for. You don't want to buy a device that you plan on selling in the future and you really can't sell it to anybody else, because it's not going to be able to do what the person expects it to do. The next thing you could also do, if you're not too sure how to do the first 2 steps that I mentioned, is go directly to the carrier themselves. You could always go to your local T-Mobile, AT&T, or Verizon store just to have them check the phone for you. So if you're buying a phone and you don't feel like meeting up at a police department, go ahead and meet up at the carrier store, where they could also confirm to see if the phone is a good purchase. They could check the software on the phone and run different tests on the device to make sure that everything is clean and to make sure that the phone doesn't have any problems. Normally they're going to tell you if the phone is blacklisted within the first 2 minutes, because they just have access to the information necessary to check that. So if you feel like running through the process really fast and making sure the device is fully clean, that's the best option. And personally, that's what I do now, because after buying a few phones and realizing that even the carrier websites sometimes make mistakes, I prefer going directly to the store. And at the same time, you might end up buying a device that's still being financed and it could be blacklisted because the person never paid it off. The last thing that I do in order to check to see if a device is blacklisted, if I don't do the other 3 steps that I mentioned before, is just calling the carrier directly and giving them the Imei. Normally when you have any carrier, you could just go on Google and search up the customer service number, and by pretty much calling them and giving them the Imei number, they're able to check over the phone on the spot. Now normally they will give you a wait time in terms of calling during the daytime when it's extremely busy, but it's also a great way to make sure the phone is completely clean. Personally, I don't always call the carrier directly from my phone, because I prefer either doing it online or just going directly to the store. But if you don't feel like doing either of those things, you could always just call them and they're able to give you the information necessary to see if a phone is clean. Having a blacklisted device is not ideal, and there are a few ways that you could always have the device fixed in the case that you do buy one that's blacklisted, but I'm not really too sure how you could do that, because I've heard about it but I haven't done it for myself. But if you guys do have any questions regarding phone flipping, please be sure to leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer it in the best way that I can. And also, if you guys have not already, like I said, get your free stock worth up to $30,000, or should I say your 12 free stocks worth up to $30,000 when you sign up with Webull using the link I have down below. Also, subscribe to the channel and smash that like button if you have not already. And if you guys are looking forward to any other videos in specific, please leave them down in the comments below as well. Besides that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.
See you, chump.